So must read vegan book recommendations. What do you want to see? What do you need to read? Let's check it out. So the top book we recommend to read is The Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall. Everybody I run into who says, oh, what can I read? This is the book to read. I used to recommend other books, but this one people love. Whether they're athletes, whether they're Dr. Laureate, Schlan Moriat, they can do anything. What? Anyway, yeah, so this book is the one. Yeah, so top book, read this book. Check it out if you want more information about it. Next up, we have Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by Dr. Caldwell B. Esselstyn. I did an interview with Dr. Esselstyn. Really, really great guy. Even better book. Wait. I mean, even better guy than book. But anyway, the book is fantastic. I mean, there's so much science, there's so much research in preventing and reversing heart disease through a plant-based whole foods diet. Definitely worth checking out. If you're into the science, this is one to go, but also a really good read. He writes really well, so definitely check this one out. Would you look at this man? Look at him. Does he look healthy or what? Look, he just looks healthy. See? It's like a 3D image. So anyway, Dr. Neal Barnard's program for reversing diabetes. A lot of people think type 2 diabetes, even type 1 diabetes is like a death sentence, and it'll get progressively worse. Well, Dr. Neal Barnard proves that that's not the case. Type 2 diabetes can be reversed in almost as little as 2 weeks, sometimes even less. So there you go. If you have diabetes right now, you must be jumping for joy because it's all in here. Plant-based diet, get rid of the animal foods, low fat, low animal protein, done. Goodbye diabetes. Type 1 diabetes can be checked. And you could be super, super healthy, get all the benefits with a plant-based diet, even on type 1 diabetes. He proves that you don't have to be afraid of the sugar. It's the fat, the animal crap, that's the problem. So, Dr. Neal Barnard's program for reversing diabetes by Dr. Neal Barnard. So we're up to those are 3, and we're up to number 4. So if you read all those, you want some more information, check out this book. This book, 80-10-10 Diet by Dr. Doug Graham. He's not an MD, but he is a doctor. I'm pretty sure he practiced chiropractic medicine. Really nice guy. I met him as well. Check this book out. This book really was enlightening. I don't recommend this to people coming from a standard American diet. I used to, but I found that it just confused people more because they saw that, I can't eat anything. I can only eat fruit. And, I don't want to do that. But so it sort of paralyzes people. Whereas these 3 books sort of liberate people. This one, I unless you know all the knowledge and you've done a lot of research yourself, this book can be a little bit detrimental. But in all cases, definitely worth checking out. Although, check out those books first, then check out this book. So we got the China study. Now, yes, this is the bee's knees with cat's pajamas on top of the flea. This book here is sort of like the grandfather. If you haven't read this book, you got to check it out. I mean, it's by Dr. T. Colin Campbell. Largest epidemiological study ever conducted. Basically found that animal protein turns on and off cancer growth. And we can prevent and even absolutely eradicate all most chronic diseases, degenerative diseases, by diet alone. So definitely worth checking out. The China Study by Dr. T. Colin Campbell. So those were the 5 must-read books. Now let's check out some supplemental ones. So, we have Nutrition and Athletic Performance, a handbook for athletes and fitness enthusiasts by Dr. Douglas Graham. This book is great too. It is like a handbook. It's sort of like the 80-10-10 compressed. So this is good. If I have somebody who has a question, I throw them this book at them, and hopefully it doesn't hit him in the eye. And this one I haven't read yet, but I figured I should throw this in here. The Low Carb Fraud by Dr. Colin Campbell, the author of the China Study that we just talked about. This book had rave reviews. It's very thin, very small, but I think it's worth checking out, hopefully. Well, don't quote me on that because I haven't read it yet. And some even more supplemental tunes. Before you today is Extinction by John McCabe. This book is very interesting. It's essentially showing how we are slowly destroying our waterways, especially the water life in the waterways, the life in the life of the ways. But this book's a good read, regardless of how I present it. This book is a good read. It'll make fun. Make fun? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, here is Eating Animals by Johnathan Safran Foer. This is the book, in my opinion, on the ethics of whether or not we should eat animals. But Johnathan Safran Foer goes at it at a very analytical, very objective way. He goes about it in... He basically says, I'm raising my child, and I'm questioning, should I feed them animals? And he goes through the sort of ethics, the philosophy behind it. Beautifully, beautifully written book. Reads like a novel. He visits activists. He visits hog farmers. It's fantastic. So this is probably the best book I can recommend that I know of for the ethics. So if you're not into the health, which I think everyone should be, if you're just into the ethics, check this one out. If you don't care about ethics, check out those. So there you have it. These are them books. So these are them books to check out. Check out these books. These are my vegan recommendations. Number 1. So put in the comments if you have any books that I left out that you think are essential for people starting on the vegan lifestyle. So I recommend these books. What do you recommend? And like this video if this was helpful. If this was whatever. Yeah. So let's live simply so others can simply live. And as always, may your bananas always be right.